Arsenal have just been drawn against Bayern Munich for the Champions League quarterfinals. And for me, I'll be honest, I'm quite excited. I'm quite excited about this. And I'll be honest, this draw has a lot of mixed. I think it split the fan base enough. I think there's a lot of fans who are nervous. But for me, I'm one of those fans. I'm really excited about this draw for many reasons. Of course, we're going to get into it. But yeah, let's get started. Hopefully the lighting isn't bad and you can see me. I am recording this video in the morning. But yeah, look. Yeah, enough waffling. Let's get into it. Look, for many years, yeah, we've been in the Champions League with Arsene Wenger. And for so many years, it felt like we were that imposter team. We felt like we were just making up numbers. And honestly, we didn't deserve to be there. And you could see every time we came up against a big team, we were going to get smashed. I mean, our run was basically get past the group stages, go to the round of 16 and get knocked out. But finally, man, it feels like there's a change. Now, I'm not saying we're going to go win. I'm not saying we're the best team in the world. But I think it's a chance, an opportunity to see where Arsenal rank. I think we're so young. I think this team, of course, with not enough experience, a very young team. I think it's important that these players get these type of experiences, the Champions League penalties, winning on penalties. I think these players need these type of moments to make them even better. And like when I saw Bayern, man, what made them know we were the first team to be drawn out. I was watching it. We see that Arsenal, the first team, and for me, the teams that I did want was, of course, I wanted the Dortmunds, but at the same time, I wanted the Bayerns, I wanted the Barcas. The one team I did want to avoid is Man City for obvious reasons. I think for me, with Man City, I think over two legs, I don't know, I think they might just be a bit too strong for us. But for me, look, Bayern, I took that draw. I wasn't that, like, it was a team that I wouldn't mind drawing, but we'll get into that point. But I think I see on the internet a lot of people already ruling out Arsenal, and it makes sense, Champions League, we do not, like, for so many years, we go in the Champions League, we get smashed, especially against Bayern. But I think one thing people are mistaken or making a big mistake is they are letting the past Arsenal players, these clowns, cloud the judgment and pace on these players. Like, these players are completely different. They have a completely different story. And I think it's unfair that people are basing their judgment on Arsenal's Champions League based on the clowns we had previously, getting smashed by Bayern 10-2, man. When I was watching the game, the highlights the other day, my God, but I did not know what we expected. We took a bunch of clowns with us in that game. Mustafi, there was one moment, like, there was periods in the game where if you watch the highlight, you could not tell which team was defending and which team was attacking. Our defense was clueless. And of course, we've now changed. Now, I think it's important to remember it's not the same Bayern as it was when we played them in the 10-2, and it's definitely not the same Arsenal. But of course, make no mistake, by this Bayern team is experience. I mean, for the last, I don't know how many years, that team that's playing, all those players have gone far in the Champions League, finals, semi-finals, quarterfinals. They know what it takes. And I think that is the one thing that I'm still wary of about Bayern Munich. I think a lot of fans are getting a bit too confident. And one thing about the Champions League, experience is so key. You saw that with Porto, not the best team, but some of the players just know how to just play in the Champions League. Something about the Champions League, it's not about your tactics. I don't know what it is. It's so hard to describe, but there's something about it. You either have it or you don't. If it was all about the tactics, Manchester City would have won the Champions League in the last 5 years in a row because they've been the best team in the world. And you saw it was only last season where they won the Champions League, and you could tell something's changed about them. And I think that's what Arsenal need to do. I think one thing Arteta needs to do is understand, and I think the players need to get that experience, that it's not about the tactical shape and stuff. It's just something you need to get, and I think the only way you get it is through the experience. Of course, we are home in the first leg, and I think it's a big factor because the Bayern fans are suspended. They've been banned for the first leg. So I think we'll also have a big chance to make it into a fortress and really, hopefully, score a few goals past Bayern. Now, I'm not going to get too confident because I was quite confident against Porto. And unfortunately, I learned the hard way. A Champions League is just different, man. It's just something so different about that competition. I just don't know what it is. But it's a brilliant opportunity, man. For so many, I think last year, I was watching the Champions League and I kept wondering to myself, where do Arsenal rank against these teams? And I think it's a perfect opportunity this season to see where we rank. We're playing the top elite teams. And even if we go past Bayern, it doesn't get easier because the next fixture can be Manchester City or Real Madrid. So we do have a tough route to go to the Champions League final. But look, I'm excited, man. These are the moments as a fan you should appreciate, man. How often are you going to be drawing up against the big teams? It's a chance to see how far have Arsenal come. The last 7 years, we've been a joke in Europe. And finally, I could say, yeah, that I'm not saying we're winning it, but I could finally say, you know what? We're not the worst team in the Champions League. We are not the worst team. We actually deserve to be there for the first time in many years. So yeah, for me, that's a good thing. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm really excited to see where Arsenal stand. I'm not going to say we're favourites because we're clearly not favourites. But yeah, I mean, look, I think we have a good chance to beat Bayern. When you saw them play against Manchester United are not the best team, but they still gave Bayern a good game. And for me, I think we're going to get those moments. But the important thing is, can we take those chances? For so many games this season, you saw how we dominate games, but we can't put the ball in the back of the net. And I think in Champions League games, you just can't afford to do that because you will be punished. But yeah, other than that, look, I'm excited. I think I said that multiple times. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this draw. Are you excited? Are you happy about the draw? Did you want a weaker team? And yeah, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you're confident of Arsenal going through. Hopefully, this is going to... Oh, yeah, another thing about this game, it's going to be a test for Arteta. There's going to be a lot of fixtures coming up. And I think for the first time, we have a full fit squad. This is another, we need our players fit. We need the likes of Jesus, Tomiyasu, Thomas Partey. We need these players to step up because it's going to be crucial we get them back because there's going to be a lot of rotation. And these players like the Jesus, the Thomas Partey's, the Tomiyasus, the Fabio Vieiras, they need to make an impact. No more gain injuries because it's crucial. We're going to need these players. We're going to need to rotate a lot. And it would be on Mikel Arteta to see for the first time how he rotates during this fixture congestion. But yeah, man, that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys next.